Welcome back to my channel. Bing! Today, family, we are moving on to Unit 11. What's that you say, teacher? We just was doing Unit 9, Truth. So, I think for now we're going to be done with the unit circle, even though we didn't even really talk about the unit circle. We're going to be done with that for now. That was Unit 9. We don't have a test. No test. There's no test. There's not a Unit 9 test. Okay? Then, oh, don't you wait, Carly Ann says, I like triangles. Then we are skipping, for now, Unit 10, which is some graphing. I don't really feel up to graphing right now. So, we are doing Unit 11, which starts on page 131. It says Unit 10, but really it's Unit 11. So, Unit sine and cosine formulas. And luckily for Carly Ann, our first lesson is triangles. What we're doing today is nothing new. We're solving triangles. We're just going to use a different formula to solve them today. So it is called the law of sines. And when we say law of sines, it's the same sign that we talked about in our trig review. So here where we have this SOHCAHTOA, and sine is the ratio of the opposite side over the hypotenuse, that's the same sign that we're talking about here. So the law of sines is used to solve triangles. That's the first point. It's used to solve triangles. And today we are solving triangles that have two angles. So the next blank is angles. I need a different color pen. They're going to give us two angles. Whoopsie. And one side. This is normally abbreviated as AAS. Angle, angle, side. We don't really need to know that abbreviation. We can do what we need to do without it. So the law of sines can be written in two ways. You can have the angles on the top and the sides on the bottom. So let me tell you how I know one is the sides and one is the angles. The side lengths just have a lowercase letter. And we already know that. We've talked about how side lengths are lowercase. Angles are uppercase. And we only take the sign of angles. So these top numbers have to be angles, bottom numbers are sides. This is the same exact formula. They've just flipped the fraction, and that's okay. So just so that all of us are using the same thing and on the same page, we're going to use this first formula. We're going to put our angles on the top. So we're using this one. We're going to put our angles on the top. One other thing to notice before we get into this is the angle and the side match. So if it's angle A, it's side A. Angle B, side B. Angle C, side C. But we need to remember that those sides are opposite. So for instance, if this is angle A, then side A is across from it. This is angle B, that means the length of 7 is side B. So we're going to write that in. 7 is equal to B. Did you write that down? Yes. Okay. So step number 1, when we use the law of sines, is you need to find the angle and side that match that's given to you. So what I mean by that is you have angle B and side B. So I'm going to highlight that because this is where we start our law of sines. You have to have a matching side and a matching angle. So for all of the problems you do today, you'll have a matching side and a matching angle. We're going to take this pair and we're going to put it into this ratio. So this says I can put sine B over side length B. So I'm going to take the sine of 44 and put that over the side length of 7. So sine of angle B over side B. Then from there, girl, everybody's going to be hearing you eating your goldfish in this video. Then from there, I go in alphabetical order. So I have to find side A and side C. So I'm going to find A first. So I'm doing this relationship first. Well, to do that, I need to know the angle A. And I can find that because they gave me the other two. So remember, this is that quick calculation. If we want to know the measure of angle A, we just do 180 minus 53 minus 44. So somebody plug that in. Tell me what it is. How many? 83. So this angle is 83. So this says I can set this ratio over or equal to the sine of the angle we just found, so sine 83, over the side that I want to know, which is A. Now this is a proportion, and there's a shortcut to solving proportions. Whenever you solve proportions, you multiply the two known values, so the two known values that are in a diagonal. So it's always going to be these two. And you divide by this leftover value. So we could go through and multiply both sides by 7 and then multiply both sides by A and divide and do all that stuff. But ultimately what that ends up looking like is taking 7 times sine 53. So I'm going to exit out into Desmos. And I'm going to type in 7 sine 53, 83. Did I write down right? 83 divided by sine 44. So the side length of A is 10. The side length of A is 10. So the other side that I need to find then is C. I have little a, I have little b, so now we need to find C. We're going to use this same relationship we started with. So sine 44 over 7 equals the sine of angle C, so 53, because we're trying to find side length C. And just like we did in the last problem, we cross multiply the diagonal values that are known and divide by the leftover. So I can flip back to Desmos. This time sine 7 sine 53 backslash sine 44. So this side length is 8. So little c is 8. And now we know all of the angles and sides. So we found angle A and side A and C. You're hanging in? Okay. So I will flip back to this guy. I just need to delete these really quick because we'll run out of space and then we'll regret our whole lives. Okay. So the next problem we're going to try is this one. So the first thing that we do is identify the matching angle and side that we have. So it has to be this pair because they're always only going to give us one side. So we go to the angle that's opposite of the one side that they give us. Then, because I go in alphabetical order, I'm going to find side little a first. So I'm going to take this sine of 73 and put it over its matching side length of 34. That equals, this time we already have the angle, so sine of 42 over little a. I know that it's little a because I'm using angle A. And just like before, cross multiply, divide. So you guys plug it into Desmos to practice rounding because we're going to round everything to the nearest whole. Let's go about 10. Five. Okay, I got 24. Next up, or the last thing, we have to find side B. But in order to find side B, we have to know angle B. Well, that's okay because we'll just do that quick formula. 180 minus 73 minus 42. 65. So we take the same starting ratio, sine 73 over 34 equals sine 65 over side B. Cross multiply, divide. You guys plug that one in? What'd you get? 32. The level of distraction right now is really... I'm going to have to settle my teacher-ness down. Okay, next page. We're going to skip these bottom two because notice on these bottom two they gave us two sides, but what we're doing today is two angles, one side. So we are going to go to number 7. In the last problem I told you when we're identifying what ratio to use first, we want to go to the side that they gave us and use the angle that's across from it. So this is the first one that we have where our first step is to find the measure of angle C. So angle C equals 180 minus 28 minus 25. What does that give us? 127? Great. So our first ratio will be the sine of 127 over the only side length they gave us, 17. I'm going to find side A first. the measure of angle A is sine 25. So we cross these, divide. Okay, I got 9. So A is 9. Okay, you guys use this same ratio to find the side length of B. Let's go about 30. $20. 10. Okay, what'd you guys get? 10. So sine 28 over B. Okay, we're going to do one last problem. This triangle we have to draw. So I'm going to use the space for number 5. So I'm just going to draw a triangle. How many goldfish are in that dang bag?
There's one more.
Good gracious. There was like 4 million goldfish in there. Okay, call this top angle A, the bottommost B, and the one on the right-hand side C. Angle A is 24. Angle B is 68. And side A is 14. So in Canvas, it's going to tell you the order in which to find things. So the first thing it's going to have you find in this problem is side B. So it's the same as all the others. Match up the side and angle you have. Yes? That ain't side B. A. Oh, I'm not using this. Is that what you're trying to say? No, I'm not using that. Which is why I said use the space for that problem. Just saying. So you're finding B, yes? Okay. About 20 seconds. Ten. 3. 2. Okay, what'd you guys get? I got 32. So sine of 24 over 14 equals sine 68 over little b. Okay, next up, find the measure of angle C. About 10. 5. 3. 2. Okay, what'd you guys get? How many? 34? Yeah. Okay. He's a distance learner. Okay, so now find side C.
Angle C is actually 88 because 34 plus 24 plus 68 equals 126.
Okay. Sure. I mean, I asked you guys what it was. So, did anybody else get 88? Great. Oh, little c's 34?
Yeah.
All right then. Oh, you guys have like already done the whole thing?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
One step ahead of you.
Good. That's it. Do your quiz. Those are the answers.